Good morning, guys. Welcome to Bitcoin Bounce. It's Deon here. I'm quickly going to run through our charts with you. So just to remind you of the news events today. So there's 9 o'clock South African time. There's the big news event, the federal funds rate. So that's going to be quite big, and earlier than that as well, 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock, also more news. So quite a big day regarding the news events. So we'll have to keep a eye on that. Just having a look at all the charts quickly. So if you look at the US dollar, we went up yesterday into that resistance area there and couldn't break through. So we've broken back down. So kind of in the middle there, and depending now on the news, so if it all looks as if it's going to be negative to the dollar, so dollar should theoretically come down, and then S&P 500, the Nasdaq and Bitcoin, they should all actually break then out of these little resistance areas that they're in. So we're hoping for that, dollar down and these three up, and that would be then good for our crypto trades. So let's go over to Bitcoin on the weekly. So on the weekly, I just marked out these zones for you here. So we've still got this trend line here that we would have to break to go up, and the 50 EMA, and also this little zone here. So previously when we've come into that area, we've rejected. So if you like want to get into a hodl trade, you would have to just wait until we break this little green trending line, and then actually break above the 50 on the weekly here, and from here you could enter and start trading to the upside, or otherwise wait for us to hit one of these levels again. So if we come down to retest the 20, or maybe even under that, that would be a good entry then as well to buy and hold. So down to the daily chart, we still just trading in this parallel channel, so that's still holding, and we could come down to the 20 to retest or break out here. We can't see at the moment there what's going to happen on the 4-hour chart. Let me turn that off. So on the 4-hour there were a few patterns that we spotted. So this was just a symmetrical triangle. We've kind of broken out. It looks a bit more positive to the top side, but price is basically broken out and ranging sideways. So if we break above that 20 EMA, at the moment we're not quite there, then we might be going to the top side on that pattern. Then also we spotted this little parallel channel that we were trading in. So for this pattern we could just go either way, come and retest the bottom, or at least first target would be to hit this middle line over here before we then maybe go higher. And then the last pattern we had there was a head and shoulders, which hasn't quite played out yet, but still looking good. Still could come up to the top and then bottom, and if this does play out, it could be a rejection to the downside. Yeah, so we could have a target of the 200, but at the moment we're just keeping that in mind. Then if we go down to the 1 hour, so let's just zoom in a bit there. On the 1 hour we also have this symmetrical triangle that we're trading exactly in the middle, but at least above this pinkish line here is the 200 MA. So lots of people trade that, so I keep that on my chart as well. So it's the 200 MA and the 200 EMA. Lots of people trade that as well, but it's kind of 50-50, so I always keep both of those just as a guide. So at the moment we above that 200 MA there, and if I show you the levels, so I got into a trade here. I remember I've been saying all along, depending on what price does with the 50 EMA. So yesterday, if we break above or below the 50 is always kind of a fairly good entry. So yeah, you can see we broke above the 50, and then I just wanted to see that we close another candle or kind of retest that area, which we then did. So I opened along there, so it's a 1 to 2.7 the risk to reward. So I was targeting the upside here, and stop loss at that moment was just under the swing low here, so it came quite close to stopping me out, but at the moment I'm still in that trade. Let me just close it down so we can see what's going on. So you can see previously it's always a good entry above is here. We broke above, you can see the 50, and we had quite a nice trade to the upside. Yeah, we had quite a nice trade to the upside. Sometimes they don't work out, but if we just win more than we lose, then we'll be doing well in the end. So you had to get a good entry there. So it was quite close to the 50. It was a good price, and I thought we could go up. So we're still in it. Let's see what happens with that trade. Then going over to Ethereum. Looks like my internet's a little slow today. Okay, so on Ethereum, I'm just going to keep it on the 1 hour chart. There was a daily parallel channel which is not affecting us at the moment. There was a 4-hour channel which is also not affecting us at the moment. On the 1 hour, we were trading in this little symmetrical triangle pattern, but like right in the middle, so there's not much help for us there. And then also we picked up this wedge. So normally wedges, if they go to the upside, they break down. If they go to the bottom, they break up. This one is just like going horizontally. So also we can just use it maybe as target. So if we do come down, we could target that area, or if we go up, we could target that area there. So we'll just keep it around. And then another important line for me here was this line here. So the wicks were quite difficult to actually pinpoint what was going on. So if the wicks are like all over the show, I normally just switch to the line chart, and you'll see on the line chart that's where I drew this trend line here. And the minute I thought that we were going to break that, I would trade then to the downside. So you'll see if I turn the wicks back on, it didn't really make sense where to actually put this trend line. So, but if you put it on the line chart, it's kind of quite clear. So anyway, when I'll open the levels here, I'll show you. So we were trading between these two levels, and I thought then if price breaks down below that trend line, that I would get in. So we broke with that candle under, and then the second candle here rejected that area again and that line, so I got in there on a short. So we trading this to it's a 1 to 2 trade at the moment. So I'll see what the price does when we get around here, whether we're just going to close it out in profit, and just also gradually start moving the stop loss, just moving your entry down as we go along, so that we don't at least we make something if it bounces back up. So we're in that trade in Ethereum at the moment. So again, it was just entering either on breaking the 50, or otherwise breaking an obvious pattern or a good trend line like this one. You can see it was quite a few touches, so it was holding strongly until there it broke through. Then you know that you can look for a short. Okay, jumping over to ADA. Let me just turn the candles back on. So ADA is trading between these zones. It's also broken down to under the 50 year, but I'm not too sure. We've got quite strong resistance here, so I don't want to actually buy like right into the downside. Also, we've got both the 200s under us, so at the moment for me it's just like too much in the middle here. So I would like ADA to either come and retest these and maybe week down, so that we can get an entry here to the top side, or otherwise you need to it just, I don't know, it's just in the middle of nowhere for me now. So we just need a higher entry to do a short, or a lower entry to buy up to the top side again. So at the moment it's just too much in the middle there. So I'm going to stay out of ADA for now. The MATIC is exactly the same. It looks like it's kind of coming to retest this the 200 here. So it could be a potential long to the top side. Let's just see what at the moment. Also, the stochastic looks like it's going to go into a buy soon. So this could be just a good entry. Let's have a look at the 15 minutes as well. See, on the 15, there's like so much resistance here above us. and also you can see we're like in the middle of these two zones, so I would also just wait, rather for just be patient for something to happen with this, either to go up or to solidly like reject off this area again. Then maybe the second time we can short it from there down to the bottom, or otherwise see if this is the 800 on the 15 minute, maybe get another entry down here at the bottom and then run it to the top. But at the moment it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I'll also stay out of that. And XRP looks exactly the same, so also you can see just rejecting between these zones, so it's bounced off the 200 here but rejected off the 50 and the 800 and everything that's up at the top here. So these three coins, MATIC XRP, they just like there's not enough of a breakout either way for all of them. They've all got like just the trend lines above and below them, so yeah, also I would hold for a while. And then this is just our Wazir trade WRX, so also still consolidating, and we were going to go for 20%, remember. Then on AVAX as well, this area Joseph marked out was kind of the floor. It looks like we've bounced there, so let me just zoom in a bit more. And it looks like so this is on the 15 minute, it looks like we're holding, so I would give it another candle or so just to make sure that we found support here. Otherwise in this general area, it could be, if you caught that right on that level there, that would have been a good entry. But it looks as if it might reverse. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour is actually looking good. It could looks like it's going to go into the buy zone on stochastic here. I think round about here could be a good entry, and it's right at the bottom where I think Joseph would have stopped out under this. So also maybe just be patient for another half an hour or so and just see kind of what happens on the 15 minute and on the 1 hour. So see on the 15 there's quite a bit of resistance above us there, so it could be that you buy now and you just get rejected off this whole area now. So the safest area would obviously be here as well, to wait for that break above the 50. But you could then just be losing out on a bit of, it's like 3 odd percent before, so if you wanted to buy at a good level, this would this kind of area would be great to buy in. But yeah, so that's up to you. You could either on the 15 and the 1 hour decide to get in now, which looks like a fairly good buy, or if you want to be really conservative above the break of that of the 50 there. And then the top side target Joseph had was $23 to the upside. And I think that's it from me today, guys. Joseph will be a little back this afternoon, I think, after most of the news events, but maybe just before that interest rate announcement. I think he'll probably touch base with you guys just before that. So I'll see you tomorrow morning again. Cheers.